Howdy YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Gunman. So I feel like it's been a while since I've done one of these just everyday spray painting videos. So here we are with a PORSCHE Macan GTS, and we're going to be doing the base coat, clear coat stages on it. So this thing here, believe it or not, is actually, yeah, it's a car yard car. So it did come in just for a bit of a tidy up, and because it's a car yard car, the first thing that I did was take it out the back and just drenched it with degreaser, because the entire car had just been layered up like a Lamington type cake with silicone. So that's what they do from those car yards. They can make kind of anything look good with a few layers of silicone, but what's really underneath the car is not what you see at the dealership, trust me. So after a good degreasing down, I could see more and more imperfections in the paint, but as it turns out, I didn't get left with any silicone holes, so that's always a good thing. Anyway, let's get on with the paint work. So obviously did all the prep work. I did the stone chips. That's what it was mainly here for. There was like loads of stone chips through the front. There was that little bit you can see in the middle of the bonnet. I think it was like a bit of bird poo stain or something like that, so sanded that out. Turned out I didn't even need to do any primer work. I used my favorite UV putties on the stone chips, so nice and quick repair job on it, and painted straight over. As you can see, no need for primer, so that's always good too. But yeah, onto the paint work. You can see that when I was spraying down first out of that Spraylian gun, the Pro Light, that was base coat blender. So with the Standoblue base coat, which is what I'm using, I've found you're best off doing the blends first. So put your blender down first, then do your blends with your color, and then sort of fill in the blanks, like fill in color in the rest of it, if that makes sense. Now those of you with a keen eye may actually notice there is, in the base coat stage, there was a couple of silicone areas, and having as much experience as I have with spraying Standoblue, I was far from panicking. There's something about this system that, like, you never really get silicone in it. So as long as you cover the entire panel with some Standoblue, whether or not it's color or base coat blender, you never really get any fisheyes in your final clear coat. And as I say, like, sometimes it can look like you're getting a fisheye reaction in the base coat, but it dries down so smooth that it just kind of disappears. Like, look at it now, like you can't see anything. The base coat's dry and it's just gone. And then when you put your clear coat on, you're not left with any of those fisheye reactions. So yeah, that's definitely a plus. So the spray gun that I used on the base coat stage was the DV1 base coat. So I was using that in a 1.3. I should actually be editing that video, because Spray Guns Direct did send that gun out for the purpose of re-reviewing, I guess. And I should be reviewing that, but I just felt like throwing this video together for you guys quickly. Yeah, some of you may be getting a little bit bored of all the Tirana videos, but I just felt like, yeah, doing something a little bit different and taking in the spray booth again. And I tell you what, this is a pretty mean paint job. I mean, but on the other hand, like, it's pretty standard. Like, it's to be honest, it's about the average, you know. I wouldn't, maybe just a touch above average, but to be honest, with the system that I'm using here at the moment, the STANDOX waterborne base coat system, this is pretty much the average. And also the clear coat I'm using is top of the line too, so I'm using the STANDOX Extreme Air Dry Clear. I would actually just like to quickly apologise about that little green flickering that you get through the screen in this spray booth. So my spray booth was getting fixed by the technicians, and I had to use my colleague's spray booth. There's something about this booth with the lights on the side, and it just, yeah, it kind of, yeah, messes with the GoPro on some angles. But not to worry, you can probably still see what's going on just fine. Either way, the gun that I'm using is the DV1 C2 air cap circuit edition with a 1.3mm fluid tip on it. So I've been finding, so I've actually been using like both DV1 for base coat and clear coat for probably around a month now and really enjoying using them. So I've actually got 2 DV1 clear guns. So I've got one with a 1.2 in it, one with a 1.3 in it. This is the one with a 1.3. What I've been doing is sort of more like the Japanese type cars. I've been using the 1.2, and the European I've been using the 1.3. So you can probably notice the finish here is like a little bit sort of chunkier, like a little bit of a thicker finish to it. Whereas if you go like the Japanese cars, they do have a little bit of a finer. It's like they put less material on. So that's why I've been going for the 1.2. So it gives you that sort of bit flatter finish with the 1.2. With the 1.3, yeah, as I say, it puts a bit more material on, gives you that little chunkier finish. But yeah, as far as the settings go, I set the pressure to 1.35 bar, but that's because I'm using the digital pressure gauge on this one here. And with the DV1s, it reads the pressure higher up, so 1.35 on the digital actually reads 2 bar down the base of the gun, so just keep that in mind. I go 1 turn in with the fan for what it's worth. It doesn't seem to change it a great deal, but yeah, I just find the fan is a touch bigger than what it really needs to be on these DV1s, so I do actually wind that fan in 1 full turn on both base coat and clear coat. So both of the guns that I was using, I wind that fan in 1 turn. And again, both guns 2 bar, and also both guns full fluid. You do have to be careful with these DV1s, like that fluid knob can actually fall out on you. So I've had it nearly happen. Well, I've had it fall out and then I've nearly lost the part. So just keep an eye that it doesn't start, like every time you clean it, it can sort of get turned out sort of like a quarter of a turn, and it can actually start sort of rattling loose, so to speak. So just keep an eye on that one. It's a little pointer. But yeah, this little bit here is off my new phone, so this is closer to the color that I see, but I actually find I get better video quality out of the GoPro. But as you can see, there's this strange little green type thing going on in the video footage, but that will not be a common occurrence on this channel because I don't use this booth very often. So yeah, there you go guys. So yeah, I hope you really did enjoy watching this one. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you'd like to support the show even further, be sure to go and check out the merchandise. There is links in the description. Till next time, get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out.